All right. Today, this is a meeting of the Board of Trustees, Weatherford College. Today is Thursday, April 12, 2018. It is 2 o'clock p.m. We're in the Allen Strain Community Room of the Dawes Student Center located at 225 College Park Drive, Weatherford, Texas. And call this meeting to order. We have a quorum present. All members of the board are present. First item on the agenda is the invocation and pledge of allegiance. And Mr. Baker, can you do that for us?
You bet. Thank you, Dr. Cantrell, for the cookies, by the way. Appreciate that. If you would bow with me, please. God, we are so thankful for this college. You have blessed us so much over these 149 years. We thank you for our board and how hard they've worked over these last several weeks, their dedication, their volunteerism and care about this college. Please bless them for that and help them to redeem that time away from their families and their businesses. We thank you for the future of this college, and we thank you for what you're doing. Please protect our students as they finish the semester strong, as we head into graduation, as we head into the summer. It's in your name we pray. Amen. Please stand with me. Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Baker. Item number 2 is open forum for individuals not on the agenda. Do we have any? Thank you very much. Item number 3 is the President's Report. A, recognitions. Mr. Baker.
Yes, sir. Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank all the volunteers that were involved today with our Weatherford High School College Visit Day. We had more than 200 Weatherford High School juniors and seniors that were on campus this morning, and many folks volunteered their time to lead tour groups. I appreciate their work, and we look forward to seeing many of those students back here as coyotes in the very near future. Our campus police department recognized a student recently, and I want to share that with you. Brandon Biles is a student here at WC. After that ice storm a few weeks ago, Brandon was walking around campus, and he noticed that the large tree behind the maintenance building was split down the middle and could fall and hurt someone. So he took it upon himself to notify maintenance, and then went and found a campus police officer, notifying them, and he may have prevented someone from getting hurt that day. The PD presented Brandon with a certificate of appreciation for going out of his way to help keep his fellow students and college community members safe. And I also want to recognize our CBRE staff. They put in a lot of extra work during the storm and then after the storm, cleaning up those messes. So thank you to Brandon and those CBRE folks as well. Our English department presented the college's first creative writing contest recently. Big success. Students completed, or I should say competed, in short fiction, poetry, and creative nonfiction for prizes donated by sponsors. I want to thank Adrian Trinese, Jared Abraham, and everyone who made that possible. And finally, the National Junior College Athletic Association this morning announced their All-America teams. And in women's basketball, our own Lady Coyote, Masha Vasilevko, named third team All-American. She's our first All-American in 3 years and our 19th All-American in women's basketball. Congratulations to her. That's my report.
Thank you, Mr. Baker.
Thank you.
And we won a doubleheader yesterday in baseball, and we also won softball.
You betcha. Absolutely.
Very nice.
Did that cover the employee notices also?
Yes, sir. We didn't have any
Thank you.
for you this month.
All right. Item number 4, consent agenda, financial reports. A, approval of minutes from March 2018 regular and call board meetings. It's my understanding that we found an item in the minutes that needed to be corrected, maybe a couple of them. And so it's my understanding also that those corrections will be made for the purposes of making sure that they're accurate. B, financial reports ending March 31, 2018, budget amendment number 1. Do we have any questions about budget amendment number 1? D, sealed bids for science equipment supplies, number SB 0119, and addendum to the bookstore management agreement with Texas Book Company. Any questions about that? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda and financial reports.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Number 5, consideration possible action, TASB local policy, EFCD. Who's going to handle that?
That'll be Belinda.
Okay, thank you, I apologize.
We have the local policy EFCD back in front of you today. Ms. Morris had brought forth some concerns about this policy when we presented it to you all in February, I believe. So we contacted TASB, worked with Ms. Crabtree, and we have a version, an updated version for you all to review with also the knowledge that in update 30, 34, 35, that they'll be doing another update to this specific policy as well.
Do we need a motion on that?
Well, if you all want to accept the changes that our policy consultant has
I so
made
moved.
this time.
Are there any questions before we move the question? All right. There's a motion. Is there a second that this be approved?
Second.
I'll
All
second.
right. Motion second, twice. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That's approved. Thank you. Item number 6 on the agenda, consideration of possible action, Spring Forward dual credit program. Mr. Indy.
Yeah. You have the memorandum of understanding for the Spring Forward program in your packet and a brief description. Basically, the Spring Forward program is in pilot. It's an agreement with the Springtown School District, and what we're trying to do is cut the cost of education to students by reducing the overhead operating cost and controlling them. We pay less for the embedded faculty. Embedded faculty are the ISD provided faculty who are credentialed to teach our courses for academic transfer. Of course, the students pay 0 tuition for workforce education courses. So this is only academic transfer courses. And because we have a guaranteed minimum student to teacher ratio in the academic classes across all classes, and a guaranteed ratio of embedded faculty to college provided faculty, we're able to offer these courses at a much lower rate for tuition for those students in Springtown ISD that makes us competitive with, frankly, out of our area service providers who are offering them coursework, and they prefer it because we're right here in their backyard. We have a good relationship with them. The first year of the pilot has gone well. The student participation is strong. Student success is strong. And I believe financially it's been sustainable for the college. And we'd like to continue the pilot for another year with your authorization and then look toward making it a long-term model that we'll adopt if in fact it continues to perform as we see it has this first year. If you have any questions about the program, I'd be glad to answer them at this time.
Well, I don't have any questions, but I appreciate the information. It's probably some of the best information that I've had on dual credit and how it works and the details about that. And I found it very, very helpful. It's nice to know that we've got that program going well in Springtown. I just want to make those comments.
A lot of those credit for this belongs to Brittany Chavez, who's the lead counselor for Springtown ISD. She came forward with the idea, and the Springtown ISD administration and their board of trustees who are willing to work with their faculty to help us reduce cost. They deserve a tremendous amount of credit for this. We're grateful to be their partners, but they really stepped up, and we should acknowledge that as well.
Thank you, Mr.
Is
Indy.
this something that we might implement in the other area high schools?
Depending on the ratio of embedded to college-provided faculty, we might be able to do it differently. And because we have a number of different districts with different specific circumstances, we probably have to tailor our MOUs to those individuals, but it's certainly something we're thinking about and looking forward to. We're also looking at the next legislative session, where it's possible that the Texas legislature will do something to control dual credit cost and dual credit tuition and fees. So we don't want to predict what's going to happen, and we're certainly open to talking to any of our district partners about cost control measures for students. That's as important as the academic activities themselves for many of our students, is that it be within financial reach.
Anybody else? Thank you. There's a recommendation that there's an approval of this Spring Forward MOU for continuation of the pilot program for 2018-19 academic year. Is there a motion to that effect? Is there a second?
I second.
Motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. We'll move to agenda item number 7, future agenda items or meetings.
Yes, sir. Dr. Cantrell will bring a preliminary budget report when we meet again in May. And we'll also have a security audit report that is required by the state as well.
All right, thank you. No action
No, sir.
there. Number 8, announcement. Would that be you, Mr. Baker?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
As you know, we're in the middle of our 20th anniversary for the Alcac Fine Arts Center. Had a tremendous concert Saturday night to start that, the American Songbook. And starting tonight, Into the Woods is our musical theater production. Of course, it was the same production that was on that stage 20 years ago when we opened the building. And I want to say thank you to Mike and Christine Endy. They have spent an inordinate amount of time on the set and the costumes for that show, and they're the best we've ever had. Mike's also the narrator in the show. You need to come see him and heckle him from the audience if you can.
Please do.
I'll be there.
But they have really put a lot of time into it, as many people have. Tomorrow's our Alumni Awards luncheon at 11:30. Would love to have y'all here. You can talk to Teresa about getting your reservation for that. But that's at 11:30 tomorrow. I announced the award winners last month. You see on this list several fine arts events coming up. The Gumbo Kings, the Symphony Chamber Orchestra, a huge event, April 21st here. Baseball, softball, jazz band, and of course commencement on May the 12th, and Taste of Parker County, May the 17th.
Is that it, Mr. Baker?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Okay, we're down to item number 9 on the agenda. This is closed session to consult with the college attorney in accordance with Government Code 551-071, deliberate real property in accordance with Government Code 551-072, deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public employer, public officer or employee, discussion of president applicants in accordance with Government Code 551-074. So is there a motion that we go into closed session?
So moved.
Second? Second. All right, we're about to go in. We'll wait for about 2 minutes. Thank you.
You're right.
All right, it is 2:40, and we are going back into open session. And we'll take up item number 10, which is consideration, possible action, appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a public officer or employee. And I will say briefly that I have a motion regarding that. This has to do with an employee that, for certain purposes, needs to be terminated, and in order to be mindful of the obligation we have not to identify who this individual is, this is not some sort of a termination action because because the person hasn't been doing their job properly. This is for another purpose, so I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to ask I'm going to say that my motion would be to accept the recommendation of the administration, Weatherford College administration, to send a termination notice regarding an employee's termination matter regarding their employment here at Weatherford College. Is there a second to my motion?
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Passes. All right. Thank you for that. Sorry to be convoluted on that. So we'll move to item number 11. Consideration, possible action, selection of a lone finalist for college president. Is there a motion concerning selecting a lone finalist for college president of Weatherford College?
Yes, sir. I move that Dr. Todd Allen Farmer be selected as the lone finalist for the college president of Weatherford College.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
I'll second.
All right, we have 2 seconds actually, but we'll let some, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your hand. That's unanimous. The motion passes. All right, moving to item number 12, which is an adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I so move.
All right, all in favor say aye. All right, thank you. Let me say this, if you don't mind.
The person-elect is available?
Yes, I was going to say,
Okay.
please, if we don't mind, if you'd like, oh, here he is. I'd like to introduce this Dr. Todd Farmer. Come forward. We have just had a motion and a second and a vote to unanimously approve you to be the lone finalist for Weatherford College President. Tell us a few words about how you feel and anything else that's on your mind today. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman and Board. I feel incredibly excited to join this team, this dynamic team. Every single person I've met, from the trustees, faculty, staff, student, everyone so positive, and I'm just incredibly excited to come back home to Weatherford College and be a part of this dynamic team. So thank you very much for this opportunity. Weatherford College is a great place, and I'm so very thankful to be here.
Thank you. Anybody on the board that wants to make any comments?
His tie is gold.
Black and gold today. Please make your comments if you have any.
Welcome aboard.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And there will be a press release, I understand, that has been prepared for the media. And we, like I said, we're adjourned. Thank you for coming today.
Look at you, record.